Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news of low inflation and low wage growth in some key global economies. But first in the US, the optimism for a US-China trade deal is souring as the Americans threaten substantially more tariffs if the Chinese don't agree to their terms. In a new detailed study by Harvard economists, it shows that American consumers are the ones who have paid almost all the cost of US tariffs, while the Chinese suppliers seem to have paid very little. US household debt rose in the third quarter of 2019 to $13.95 trillion, and that is now 64.8% of US GDP. And even though it increased by $440 billion in 1 year, it is down from 65.1% of US GDP. In testimony before Congress, the US Federal Reserve boss said he saw little reason to change their policy settings at their next meeting. American CPI inflation rose in October to 1.8% as food and medical costs rose, and it was restrained by falling fuel prices. But that was more than wage rises, so real wages actually fell in October. There was CPI data out in Germany too, and they were stable there, up 1.1% again, and in the UK where they fell to 1.5%. China said it will lower the equity capital ratio for investments in ports and shipping infrastructure projects from 25% to 20% as part of their stimulus boosting programs. In Australia, the recent minimum wage increases has not succeeded in turning around weak wage growth there, which fell to 2.2% in the year to September, a decline from 2.3% a year ago and the slowest in more than a year. The US Treasury 10-year yield is lower at 1.89% and a 3 basis points reduction. Gold is up today, up $8 to $1,461 an ounce. US oil prices are a little firmer at $57.50 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just over $62.50 a barrel. The IEA is saying that oil demand will start to weaken substantially from 2025 onwards. And the Kiwi dollar will start today at 64 US cents, having changed very little overnight. On the cross rates, we're up more than 1 cent to 93.7 Australian cents, and against the euro we're firmer too at 58.2 euro cents. That puts the trade weighted index at just on 69.3 and an 80 basis points gain in a day. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.